I'm gonna do intro and then we'll get started with the Warded. What's happening, y'all? It's your boy Judah. Welcome back to Believers Unfiltered, episode 4, 5, don't remember, but welcome back. I have an incredible guest that is here, but not here for long because she'll be going back to New York to dance, not even for, but dance with Alvin Ailey. Introduce yourselves to the people who don't know who you are.
Hello, I am Lena Psalms.
Oh,
Actually, the sister of Savon Judah Psalms.
whoa.
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, cool. Okay.
You want me to tell them what
I mean, just a little bio.
Oh.
Little bio.
I mean, I don't like saying that I am a dancer because that's not who I am. But the Lord has given me the gift of dance to use for His ministry. So I dance. I dance, and I love being in God's Word. I love living my life for Him. So that's who I am, a child of the King. That's it.
Just starting off really aggressive.
That is it.
That's kind of crazy. Why is there a lighter here, you ask? I don't know. Anyway, okay. So, well, I'm not really going to ask questions because I already know you. But, I mean, they don't know you, but that's fine regardless. So, what do you think about the music that's going on right now? Usually I ask, like, what's your first experience with God? But, like, we'll get there in a second. We'll probably drive down that hole anyway. But what do you think? What do you think about the music that is being displayed upon us? And how do you handle the music being displayed upon us as believers in Christ?
Well, personally, I actually only listen to Christian and gospel music at the moment. I started that 2 years ago. Started going on a fast, and I guess I'm still on that fast, but it's turned into a lifestyle now. So the only time I really do hear, I guess calling it secular music would be like on social media, like Instagram, TikTok, or like at cookouts. I love me some cookout music. But yeah, that's the only time I really hear it. But I am aware of what is going on, like with the music. And it's not great.
No, not at all.
It's not great, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by it. The enemy has his way of perverting things and using tactics. So that's one of them. And if you're not stable enough, spiritually strong, spiritually and mentally stable, if you don't bring everything back to God, you're gonna fall short to his tactics. And music is one of them.
For sure.
Yeah, because it resonates with us. It resonates with our spiritual being and our soul. So yeah.
I was watching. I only watch the music videos so I know what everyone else is watching. I had watched the Megan Thee Stallion video, the star. I was looking at it. I was like, this is actually almost her most recent videos have just been like about like this. Have been about like the snake, and I was like, oh my gosh,
a lot of people stuff.
These people don't even know. They like, and I see in the comments, oh my gosh, this is art. This is amazing art. Like, that's always the excuse. Is like they're just expressing themselves in a great way. It's like, do y'all know where this even came from? Like, y'all don't even know where this idea came from. I think like she was hatching out of an egg, and then she turned into a snake, and then like it was just snake. All the things is like the one depiction of when you first hear like the word snake, you always think of like devious and evil and bad and deceitful. And obviously where those things come from the enemy when he first took that form. So it's just like when I see it on Instagram or I see it on just YouTube, or I actually deliberately go and watch those things. I'm like, all right, one, because I know I'm, as you said, you got to be spiritually strong first. I know I'm spiritually strong to handle those things so that none of those spirits come onto me and try to influence my life. But I'm looking at it from someone who isn't spiritually strong, who isn't in tune with the word of God. And they're just feeding it in and just having it all come in towards them. I'm like, y'all are just being like duped into thinking that this is it.
Yeah.
Like, y'all like this is where I need to get to, or whatever the case may be. It's like I want to be like her, and it's extremely dangerous.
And the thing about it is like there's two sides of people, and disclaimer, we're all still learning and growing.
Absolutely.
And no one is ever at the all-knowing power.
Mhm.
That's only God himself.
Right.
But there is an awareness that has to happen.
Yes.
And there's, like I was saying, there's like two different types of people. There are the ones that are oblivious
Mhm.
to everything. They're just going with the flow.
Yeah.
And then there are those that know and understand, but they're so comfortable where they are that they won't take,
Yeah.
they don't do the work to come out of it.
Exactly.
And the work is hard. Like, for you to stop listening to music that makes you feel good is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's like, what do you mean I have to stop? Especially if
Mhm.
people are like, I don't do those things, or I don't. It's like, yeah, but it's not about how you feel.
Mhm.
It's about the things that happen when you do listen to those things. What
Yeah.
are you allowing to enter into you? You know, like you were talking about, like all the spirits and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
you got to be humble to admit
For
that you're
sure.
not spiritually strong to listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's dangerous. Because it'll
Extremely.
happen. So I mean, like like someone could be like, it's just harmful. Like I actually enjoy. I'm only listening like to the beat of the things. But
Mhm.
those words, regardless if you block them out or not, those words they creep in. They creep in like super easily.
Yeah.
And like next thing you know, you'll start thinking the thoughts like, why am I thinking about wanting to fight everybody? Like why am I thinking about like I want to be oh my gosh, depressing music.
Oh, the word.
That right there, that had a
Music to
chokehold
keep
on
you
me.
sad, yeah.
That had a chokehold on me. Like for like a minute, I was like, I don't want to be nothing but sad, and it felt so comforting. It felt so no words, just straight, just melody.
Yeah.
Just a nice low, a nice, and it really be lo-fi. Lo-fi be the ones that really be getting you, and it can either hype you up, get you energized, or have you be in like a nice study space, or it can just like bring you all the way down, just like, yeah, we're gonna stay here for like a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna let you up because you don't even want to let up. So
Right.
I'm not gonna let up either. But yeah, so that's very, very dangerous. So what made you decide to stop listening to secular music?
It was in New York.
Oh wow.
I think it was my first year. Yeah, 2 years ago. It was my first year in New York. And I already didn't listen to a lot of secular music. I'm an R&B girl.
Ooh.
R&B old school kind of girl.
Yeah.
So I never really listened to rap anyways.
Yeah.
But there are, even in R&B and old school, it's like, oh yeah, gotta be careful with that. But being in New York and understanding, well, at that point I didn't know fully, and I still don't know fully, but I have more of an awareness of what God has called me to do in New York.
Yeah.
And I knew that I needed to be strengthened. I knew I needed to be spiritually strong, and focused on what God had called me to do while being in New York. And I knew that I couldn't do that by listening to something that's talking about, oh, he makes me feel this kind of way, or, because it's like, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
It doesn't help. And so I was like, I was in a place where, first time being away from home, sharing a room with someone, which means it takes away from your personal time.
For sure.
So I was like, okay, Lord, I'm finna lock in, about to lock in.
Yeah.
So I just started listening to gospel music and Christian. It's almost like lofi, but Christian version.
Yeah.
And it encourages you, like it builds you from the inside out. And it helps you start your day. You start with your day with prayer, but it's like, yeah, you're praying and you're asking God for this, but yet you're listening to things that completely like aren't on the same page as that. So it's like, hey, I need to start including God in every single part of my life, in order to like be aware and be in tune with His voice. So
that's fire. Like you recognize the distraction, so that it won't become a distraction. But you didn't like cancel out music as a whole. It's like that's not even the key. It's to replace it with something that actually will nourish you and actually build you up. So that's real.
Yeah, and I'm a whole dancer, so I dance to music. I'm like, oh no, I can't get rid of it, like for real. Yeah,
that's real, and that's good, because some people won't. Some people are like, nah, I can do both. Like I can listen to this and do this, but if you're not spiritually sound,
and you may be able to, but at that point I was like, hey, no, like it had to. I had to be honest with myself,
Mhm.
and it's difficult to be vulnerable with yourself, and be like, hey, yeah, no, you're not ready for that.
Wow.
Like, yeah. So,
Especially the space that you were in,
mhm.
being away from everybody, being in a new New York is the hub for for when the enemy wants to prowl on people with
It's
dreams,
a lot.
compassions, just everything. Especially the
Mhm.
kind, spirit-hearted ones. Like when they're introduced to something else that isn't that, like it either breaks them down or they succumb to actually what is being presented
Mhm.
to them. But you're like, nah, I'm gonna be fortified. I'm gonna be
Yes.
spiritually strong and locked in and locked up so that nothing, not even New York itself, like we're talking
Yeah.
about New York City or Manhattan, Brooklyn, all of them
Right.
places, like this ain't gonna break me. And you've been there for how long? Like it's been 3 years?
Going on 3.
It
Yeah.
doesn't even feel like 3 years. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. I
Dang,
know it went by really fast.
that's
But
crazy.
yeah, I was just like, if God chose me, like He
Yeah,
trusted me with this calling, why would I not choose to have Him
for
in
sure.
every aspect of my life? Like, yeah.
So then, which pretty much this will just lead down just like where, because
Mm,
when I ask these questions, and obviously for y'all who know, I ask these questions because some people are kind of stuck in those spaces, like
mm,
they're like, well, because you just said like God gave me this purpose, and Patrick's like, well, how did you find, well, now that's my question, like
mm.
how did you know, when did you know, and how did you know, like that was God's purpose for your life, like that was something that He had called you to do, like how did
Mm.
you find that out?
It's been a journey.
For sure.
It's been a journey. And he's still revealing the fullness of it to me, but I
Yeah.
have an understanding of it
Hmm.
now. But I asked the Lord a while ago. I don't remember the timeline,
Right.
but I asked the Lord a while ago to give me the desires of His own heart,
Mm.
because I dealt with this disappointment thing, and I was like, I don't want to want something that you don't want for me, because then
Yeah.
I'm gonna be disappointed, I'm gonna be upset,
Yeah.
and it's like it doesn't go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So I was just like, Lord, just give me the desires of your heart,
Hmm.
like for me, so that I can desire what you want for me, so I won't be disappointed.
Exactly.
And so that's kind of where that started. And I started desiring, to want to dance more,
Mm.
and but not for myself.
Hmm.
I started wanting to minister, and this is a prestigious school, and I was like, oh
For
yeah, I want to go
sure.
get technique. I want to be the best dancer I can be. But then I realized, along with that prayer,
Hmm.
desiring what He wants for me, I realized that um, I'm being a light in this industry, because
Yeah.
this industry, the art industry, for those of you that are artists of any kind out there, you know that the industry can be very corrupt very
Mm.
quickly.
Understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot out there. Like you were just saying, the distractions, it's a lot out there. And so I needed to be aware of where I was going,
Oh yeah.
and who I was doing it for,
Wow.
because you can get caught up really easily in doing it for yourself, for the applause. And that is one thing I didn't want. I didn't want to be disappointed. Um, I didn't want to disappoint myself or
Mm.
God. So I
Yeah.
was just like, hey, give me the desires of your heart. And that's how I'm able to understand part of my purpose. Like I said,
Wow.
He's still revealing it to me. I'm still learning. I'm still a child. I don't know nothing, absolutely nothing. I just
Yeah.
know Him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I was able to
That's hard.
really walk with Him, walk
Yeah.
into my purpose. Because I'm like, hey, as long as I'm desiring what you design, I'm good.
Yeah. Like you look, y'all. She just gave y'all a step by step class 101 on
Takes
how,
time. I'm still learning. I'm still
literally
learning.
on how to just literally on how to follow
Mhm.
how to follow God's purpose, which is your purpose, and
Yeah.
that's perfect that you broke it down. It's like you asked first, like you allowed Him permission to take over.
Mm.
Like you didn't just you didn't force it on Him, because like I can't force you to be like, I want you to go stand over there and actually stay there because I
Yeah.
want you to stay over there. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Like you give permission, like Lord, you come into my heart, you change me, and then you allow, and then give me your desires so I
Yeah.
can figure out what exactly you want me to do. Because He's not going to straight up just tell you.
Right.
Because if you read His word, the jump page is not going to jump out and give you the answer, but you have to go seek and find Him, and literally
Matthew 6:33. That's my verse.
seek and find Him, and you
Seek me
shall
first.
find
Yeah.
the kingdom of the Lord.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. That's perfect that you ask for permission for Him to come in.
And but with that, like that's why we have to understand the like what we speak.
Mm-hmm.
because what we pray, because with that he had to take a lot out of me that
Oh,
was
wow.
not of him.
Yeah.
Or like my thinking that was not of him. He's like, hey, no, you're not doing that for my glory, you're doing that for your own.
Wow.
Or even like the motive, the intention.
Mhm.
So that right there humbled me quickly, because I was like, whoa, that's what my heart looks like. Like that's what you look at
Sheesh.
every single day, God. Like, woo.
Dang.
Like, woo.
That hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, even when you pray for those things, they sound all good and like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, that's so good. But no, it's work, man. It's
Wow.
work. And he's still working, and he will forever be working on me.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, and not only desiring what he wants for you, but he gives us tools, and he
Mhm.
has to teach us how to use them. And that takes time.
For sure.
To teach somebody how to use something they've never done before,
Yes,
that takes
exactly.
time.
Yeah.
And so that's where I am right now with my walk with Christ and with my purpose. I'm a walk in what he called me to do, but it takes work.
Oh my gosh.
It takes
Yes.
work.
Because that it shows you who your sinful nature you really is. And that's like it's be like, there's no way that I was doing that. There's no way that I was thinking that. There's no way that I was really saying this stuff.
Like that was me.
Like I was singing this stuff.
Yeah.
I was dancing to these things. I was going out with these people. Like I'm literally interacting face to face with demons, interacting face to face with these spirits, these entities, these people in high places, but
Yeah.
with dark power. It's so mind blowing. But I only recommend that if you're actually ready to see who you were in sin, because you can look at yourself and be like, "There's no way. Like I can't even look at that anymore."
Yeah.
But
And there's no going back.
no,
After
there's
you-
not.
There's no going
There's
back.
not. And it's
No too much.
It's a one trip thing. You ask for him to show you who you really are. He gonna show you, and then some, and then some more. But then the great thing is, and here's the good catch. You get to become a new creature.
Yeah.
A whole new person. You all those things that you did do, that you used to do, used to be into, you aren't in those things anymore. That's what I think it's in Romans. Like literally what you just said, allowing him to transform your heart for it to be his desires, and you become a new creature. And I recommend those who actually want to see who they were, but also who want to get delivered from those things that you kind of don't want to have anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, why do I always lie? Or why do I overthink? And that was my thing. I used to overthink like crazy.
Yeah.
I said this in the other, y'all know, if I said this in other podcasts, you give me a scenario, I would make a whole movie trailer out of it. And like be like, that's gonna happen, and that's gonna happen this way. But ever since I rededicated, if you will, rededicated, like, Lord, you take control. I don't have the answers. I can't even trust myself to even think about what could happen, because you already planned what happened. So who am I to even decide what will happen if you are the grand creator and the grand master and all you planned it all? Why am I even trying to even plan it out or think about what could happen when there's no evidence to say it even is happening? So that's fire. That's fire. I'm trying. Okay.
My Bible.
No, look, that is right there. That's dance. That's dance. Exactly. So what is it like? What is it like to this question will tie into another question. So what is it like to have a family that like that is encapsulated by God?
It is.
It's a very hard question. I know. I don't even know the answer to that. I asked it.
Well, I would say it's very self-reflecting, because everyone has their own walk, and everybody is consistent on that walk. So it makes you like, oh, he got it over here. Let me get myself together. Let me, Well, I guess it's very self-reflective, but it's also encouraging to have people that go through that. Like the fact that I'm able to go to my parents and my siblings about things that I may be going through, and they're able to give me
insight,
advice and insight that is from the Lord, not from their own.
Exactly.
People experience things, but it may not be in the same way that you need that help.
Exactly.
Like they may not be able to give you that information in the way that you need it.
Yeah.
So to have a praying family, that's something powerful.
Wow.
And I'm very appreciative of it. Like I thank God for y'all every single day
Hey.
in my prayer, because I'm like, I know people don't have this
Yeah.
and people desire to, but I'm also grateful that we're so open about our relationship with Christ as a family
Yeah,
individually,
for sure.
because we can be a light to others to see that, hey, this is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're married now.
Mm-hmm.
I love Brittany. That's my girl. Hey, Brittany, guys. You're married now, and you're able to continue the legacy
Yeah.
for Christ.
For sure.
Like, because you've had that example.
Exactly.
And there may be someone that hasn't had that example, but they look at us as a family like, hey, so this is possible.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that's like,
yeah,
it's amazing to be part of the fact that the Lord allowed, he picked me to be part of us.
Yeah.
Like, woo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I think about that often.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, there's no way that like he chose me out of like billions and billions of like people or
Yeah.
situations, but he put me in this situation in with this family. It's like there's no way I like not even there's no way I'm this blessed and favored that like not even I was about to say lucky. I was like, nah, it's not luck. Luck doesn't exist. The way that he blessed and favored and covered as well is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But so then what that time question was like, so what do you recommend to someone that is trying to find or create the family that obviously not exactly the same as we have, but something similar to where they can go to someone that they know and love and like in confidence about like something they're going through and receive that information knowing that it's coming from God and not themselves?
I would say ask the Father. Ask him for everything, because he'll put those people in your life if you ask him. If he sees that you're willing and you're open to his will, because that's part of his will for you. Like if you desire to have a family or people in your corner or friends, I prayed hard for the friends that I have now, even though it may only be like 3 of them. I prayed hard for them, and they're spiritually strong and able to encourage me. But I had to ask him, like, hey, I want some friends, God, like, and I need some Christ-minded friends. But it's real honest and it's real vulnerable, but that's how he wants us to talk to him. Like we're a child going to our parents. That's how he wants us to talk to him. Like, hey, I don't have any friends. I want some friends. And then he'll start opening your eyes to like, hey, maybe go to this event. Hey, maybe share your testimony with somebody. Hey, maybe go to this church. It's really, I don't want to say it's as simple as that, but it is. It's like ask him, and he'll give you the desires of your heart if they align with his. So.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
So we all have the tools, and that's also another reason why this podcast I feel as if it's so important, because people don't think they have the tools to do it. And as I told y'all, I didn't think this podcast was possible. I'm over here using 3 devices and a box to hold up my iPad and 2 tripods. Like, it's possible. I got these joints off the TikTok shop. We have the tools, but I had to lean into God's understanding of saying that you already have what I already gave you. Why are you prolonging what I had already given you? Like, I already deposited in you. Now you need to actually get up and actually withdraw what I had deposited. You saw I use a banking references. That was nice. But no, seriously, like and I think like even to answer the question, even to also answer the question that I just asked, like God has probably already given you those friends, those families that are literally in your vicinity, but you think you may be looking at a specific person to be like, I want them to be my friend. Like I want them to be my family. But that person that you probably didn't even think of could probably impact you in your life way more than that other person could. And that's deep and that's fire.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, all right. So you're in New York, dancing and stuff. Like, so like, what is it like? Because I know obviously it's Alvin Ailey. They don't really they're obviously not a Christian based organization, which is obviously completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And they play obviously the music that they play is obviously the majority of it. I wouldn't secular, sure, but like nothing like provocative or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
no. I mean, well, I don't want to. I don't want to get into the history right now of Ailey, but Ailey does have a dance, works of dance, and it's called Revelations, and it's based on like how he grew up in the South, and how he witnessed people getting baptized and people at church. So it does have that spiritual aspect of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was your question?
But no, that was perfect.
Yeah.
So being someone who is believing, who believes in Christ, and is now dropped on your lonesome with other people that aren't of Christ. How is that experience? Like you're in the world. Like you're in the world now.
Yeah.
You are by yourself. Not isolated, but not even really by yourself, because God is always with us. But physically, you are by yourself, and you don't have those that are like-minded in Christ around you. How is that experience as not even just a believer, but as a young believer?
It's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. I think it really goes back to thinking about my calling and his purpose for me. Because I have to be strong-willed. I have to be very like upfront with who I am, and that's not in terms of like saying to people, "Hey, I'm a Christian." Like it's not that, but it's the way that I live my life. Like showing up to class and the way that I approach class is very different from other people.
For sure.
And the way you live your life should not just be like a routine. It should be your lifestyle,
Yeah.
And so that's something that God has taught me how to show up, how to, and actually Lando talked about this, that a podcast that I was on with him about owning the room.
Yeah.
Owning the room and allowing God to walk before you, because I was going into a place that I had no knowledge in.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like I had, been training since I was 4, but this is a completely different place in a completely different state.
Yeah.
Like I have no knowledge in it. So I really had to trust him and allow him to go before me before I went to that room. And also, but knowing that in owning a room, Lando, I'm using your stuff. Sorry. But knowing that in owning the room, that the room is his.
Yeah.
Like it's not some place where it's like, I gotta toughen up and I gotta fight. Like, no, that room is his. Like he created that desire in Mr. Ailey to create a space.
Yeah.
Like he gave him that idea. So understanding, and that's for any space, but understanding that, hey, the room that I'm about to walk into is already his.
Wow.
So he's declared victory over that anyway. The enemy has no place to settle down there. It's not, especially not while I'm there. I'm like, hey, I need to be a light. Like I'm a soldier for the Lord.
Yes.
So the room is his, and because it's his, that means it's mine through him.
Wow.
So like walking there and understanding that, and people look at me differently, sure, but it's like ultimately, who is this for? Because it's not for me.
Oof.
It's not even for my parents.
Yeah.
It's not for the money. It's not for the applause. It's really just for him. And you have to remind yourself of that every day, because we're human and we forget. We're human, but you have to understand that it's okay to be reminded of that. To ask the Lord to, hey, keep reminding me, because I be falling short sometimes. But the experience, it really shows me that I have to be set apart.
Oh my goodness!
It shows you that you have to be, because there's just a lot out there, and
a lot of enticing, tempting, and intriguing, yeah.
But the discernment is real. Discernment, using your discernment and asking God, hey, how do I get here? Like mentally, how do I get here where you want me to be?
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that was perfect. I just had, oh my gosh, yes, the walking into the room. Look, I actually needed to hear that, because like of where I see God positioning, whether it be through the podcast or whether it be at work, about the just wherever I'm about to go into, like you helped me realize, or I recognize and remember that like it's already his room.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, it's not gonna be like I'm not bringing him to the room. He's already there.
And I'm just meeting him.
I'm just meeting him in the room. I don't even know why. Exactly, like you reminded me as if like I forgot, because that's how he brought me and Britt here.
Yeah.
As soon as we walked in, like I felt his that shine on. I felt it in my back. I was like, is this it? I think that's it. Like I think we had maybe like 2 more to go see. You were like, nah, let's cancel it. Let's apply for it right now, and we got it the same day. Like
wow.
like that. Like
Yeah.
It's so crazy that we forget what he's done,
Yeah.
like just so recently, like in the same year. So that helped me a lot. Now that put me in a better like mindset and perspective. Like, God, that's already your room. Like, and I'm already on my way to the room. So that means I'm gonna be fine in the room. I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna be secure.
There's a reason why he's
Uh,
leading you there. And
yeah,
it's like,
that's
and
hard.
he just gave me that, like, I'd say a couple months ago. A couple months ago, because I'm preparing for my last year to go back.
Yeah.
And I know he's given me desires, and I've kind of started like doubting. And so I'm like, okay, Lord, I don't want to doubt this. I want to be assured that, hey, this is what you want. So let me walk in confidently. And so he's given me that, like, hey, this is my room already. Like,
Yeah.
you're walking into something that's already yours because it's mine.
Yes.
So walk with confidence, walk with assurance that it is yours
That's
because
hard.
it's his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But that, and don't take this with be like, oh my gosh, any room that I walk into is the Lord's. No. You have to use exactly what you just said, discernment, and make sure that you're not walking into a room without him. Because if you walk into a room without him, that's dangerous. Like, too much stuff can happen. You're not protected in that room. The covering isn't in that room. The anointing isn't in that room. And if you think that, again, if you just walk in and the desire of his heart is not in your heart, you're gonna think all the rooms are his.
Yep.
But every room is not his. Only the ones that he had deemed specifically curated, chosen for you to walk into at that time too. Because sometimes the rooms is his, but he's like, you can't come in yet.
Yeah, not yet.
You got a little bit more work to do. I can't have you here yet because you still struggling with some things, but rest assured you will come in. Just we gotta take it slow right now because we gotta just do baby steps, and we'll meet you. You'll meet me there. I promise you'll meet me there. But yeah, that was a great. Oh God, that clip's gonna go crazy. That clip's about to go insane. Oh man, that's fire. It's already his room. Why did I'm not gonna go back and watch the podcast because that was great.
Yeah, well, I didn't say that there because he didn't give that to me just yet.
Yeah.
Like he was still teaching me, but
I can just rewatch this.
Oh, please. But from that's what I've been able to learn. It's like, hey, wow, that's your room. Like,
that's his room.
Woo,
that's his room.
Crazy.
Wow. Okay, that is incredible. So, your friends, you prayed for everything. Actually, now that I think about it, you prayed for, and I think that one prayer kind of just skyrocketed you, like with in the relationship with him. Was like, wow, like you really want my heart. So because you want my heart, I'll give it to you. And what my heart is everything that you want. Really, all the things that are gonna benefit you to give glory to me. Like that's the key. Now I'm thinking about it. That's the key, is to ask him, but asking him with the correct heart posture. Because you don't want to ask because you want to receive the blessing. It's like, no, you only want the goal, but you don't really want me.
Yeah.
Like, that's really important. Like, make sure the heart posture is, it's gonna be for your glory. Like you can get the praise. I'm not gonna get nothing. Like, I don't even deserve to even have this conversation with you in the first place.
Right.
But the fact that you chose me, and recognizing that he chose you is crazy. Like, the God, period.
That part.
There's no other sentence after God.
Like,
it's just
me?
God. God specifically chose you to go down this path, but also to be. And that's the other thing I was about to say. Like, being a light. Like how is that? Like, how is being the light? Not even in the cocky like yeah, that's me. I'm the light. But like, I mean, I obviously. You're not that, but like how does that like feel, like being the light in the room where it, knowingly or unknowingly, like there is just like darkness around you.
Yeah, it can be challenging. Yeah, I'm thinking about a couple of things. Yeah, being a light, it comes with a lot of responsibility. But one, answering that calling that God has called for you to be that light. And the things that I've ran into this past couple of years is especially when you don't feel like being a light.
Wow.
Like, God, like I'm tired. Like woo, I'm tired. Like
Yeah.
mentally, physically, and spiritually, I'm tired.
Hmm.
Like, how do I continue to show up in the way that you want me to? But then realizing that you worship him through that. Your
Yes.
worship can bring you out of a lot.
Wow.
Like when I would wake up tired and not wanting to go to class or like just down,
Hmm.
missing home, I just had to go into
Hmm.
worship. I'm like, Lord, you get
Yeah.
the, like, no matter what, you get the glory. Like Ty
Wow.
Tribbett says, hallelujah, anyhow,
Yes,
anyhow,
exactly,
like
exactly.
regardless of how I feel. And that takes, it takes time to get yourself to that point,
Hmm.
because a lot of times we like to sit in
Yes.
our sadness and
Hmm.
sulk in that.
Yeah.
But the more I did it, it was like, oh, I'm going straight to God. I'm going straight to God.
Yeah.
Whatever I feel sad, I'm going straight to God.
Hmm.
I feel angry, I'm going straight to God. Like,
Yeah.
and it took that. But also being a light, I like that you brought up the fact about, not being cocky.
Hmm.
I always struggle with, I always wanted to stay humble, but the enemy started attacking my mind and
Mm.
thinking that being humble was being timid and
Mm.
being shy and being not speaking up
Hmm.
when I'm supposed to. And that's one
Wow.
thing that I had to get through, is like, hey, being a light, yeah, is being humble,
Hmm.
but with humble, you have confidence in
Yeah.
who God has called you to be. So that was one of the things that I struggled with. And I really had to ask the Lord, okay, how do I be this bright light,
Yeah.
with confidence and not thinking that it's me being cocky?
Mm.
And it's been taking time. He's been revealing it to me day
Hmm.
by day, um, about coming out of that timidness. Like, God did
Hmm.
not call me to be
Right.
timid. He did not
Exactly.
call me to be shy.
Yeah.
That whole thing. So, and
Wow.
I'm growing. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That confidence is real,
Hmm.
because as someone who is very soft spoken and very,
Yeah.
like, very not even nonchalant, but just very, very grounded and
Hmm.
very soft, is like, that's really coming out your comfort zone. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with it, but I'm not fine with it. But I'm fine with not even saying anything
Yeah.
about it. But like, God's like, nah, I gave you the voice, like, and you gonna use it. Like,
Hmm.
I gave you the gift that requires your body, but your spirit is the only way that people,
Yeah.
only another way that people can honestly see me. So
Hmm.
that using that voice to other people, when maybe the dance, maybe not even the dance, what isn't enough, but like when they hear you speak,
Mm.
is where they're like, yo, like, I know you could dance, but like, the way you just, like, not even enunciate like anything, but just like whatever comes out your mouth is just straight, like, it's pure, it's
Mm.
complete separation. And they're
Yeah.
confused by it, or they're probably attracted by it now. They're
Mm.
probably like, I just want to get close to her, like
Mm.
not even like on like anything romantically, but just like, but because of how palpable it is to like be in that space. So that's fire. That's
Yeah.
fire. I already knew that. Well, that's fire though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And he's created that awareness in me that I do have a lot of, um, wisdom,
Hmm.
humbly wisdom
For
and
sure.
knowledge, and I've been able to tap into that these past couple of years,
Yeah.
and realizing that, but also understanding that I have to be led to do so. When people see me like out in public
Hmm.
or in church or in spaces where I'm not like in this, speaking about him,
Yeah.
I can seem quiet, but that's because that's where he has me.
Hmm.
I'm an observer, so I'm always like, I'm always listening. I'm always being in tune to
Yeah.
what God is speaking or telling
Yeah.
me. Um, and when He leads me to, I will.
Mm.
I will.
Yeah.
Like in a space like this,
Hmm.
like I'm talking about my heavenly Father. Of course, I'm gonna be.
Oh my
Of
goodness.
course, I'm gonna
What?
talk. But when I'm not, or when I'm just being and I'm just being still,
Hmm.
it's because I'm in tune. I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, Lord, you want me to do what? Oh, it's like I got an earpiece in.
Wow.
Like, you want me to do
Yeah.
what? You want
Yeah.
me to
Yeah.
you speak to this person? Okay, So
Yeah.
it's like
Being
I'm
still.
always in a presence. I'm always in a place of being,
Hmm.
like, so that when God calls me, I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go. I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not being distracted by things.
Yes.
So, people
Uh.
people say that I'm quiet, and my presence is very soft, but I also think that that's the Lord that
Hmm.
goes before me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he brings me peace, so I try to expand that
Yeah.
peace
For
to
sure.
others, expand that to a room. Yeah.
Wow, that's excellent. That is very excellent. I'm just taking in everything you said. I'm just like, whoa. Oh
Yes, a process.
my goodness. Yeah, being still. Oh my goodness,
Hmm.
being still. Like, and I think I don't know what episode I said this on, but yeah, like if he tells you to be still, like what I said first was like God says stay there. Like no, he doesn't say stay
Mm,
there. He just says be still, and like that could mean anything. That could mean like don't move or just like keep doing what you're doing, but
yeah.
don't move any further.
Hmm.
Like but like you actually describe when he tells you be still very perfectly. Like you specifically very perfectly. It's like in tune,
Mm,
finding the right, like when you're on your radio and you're trying to find all the static
yeah.
and you hit that right spot. It's like God's like stay right here so I can give you instructions, and then you can go back out and do
Yeah.
what you need to do. That's hard. Oh man. And I'm telling again, y'all, this is so we're not this the stuff that we're talking about is not these are not secrets.
No.
These are not like hard, difficult ways to get through. Every God has made the this available to everybody. But as you said, only to those who actually want it, those
Hmm.
who want to like even be in his presence, those who want to hear his voice.
Yeah.
But that comes with a cost. That comes with giving up yourself. But when you realize that you don't even deserve anything in the first place, like I know that sounds crazy to the new believers or
Yeah.
probably even some current believers right now. Actually, I know that sounds crazy in the sense of like you deserve nothing, but when you realize like who created you and what the creator decided to go through as in sending his son, and then what the son had to do, and then what happened in the midst of his
Hmm.
son. Yeah, no, you're gonna be like, oh nah, I
Yeah.
I really don't matter. I don't mean nothing at all because I deserve death. I
Yeah.
deserve separation. But when you fall on your knees, when God breaks you down in that space, you realize like, oh my gosh, God, like you are everything. God's gonna bless you and be like,
Yeah.
you finally get it. Not because you understand that you don't deserve it, but the fact that you need me
Hmm.
in the first place. Like you become dependent on me.
Yeah.
And that was the key to what you did.
Yeah.
You became dependent on him. It's like you realize like, Lord, it's never gonna happen with with
Mm,
with with my power alone.
yeah.
It's never gonna happen. But with you, I'll be able to accomplish the things that you want me to accomplish that I know are going to be astronomically incredible. So, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. And like
OMG.
just a little bit off of that, um, that's like when you recognize that, wow, God, I have nothing but you,
Mm-hmm.
like
Woo!
nothing but you, and I only want you. It's That's you
Only
living
want
your,
you.
yeah.
Only want you.
That's you living your life broken and poured out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and when you are, like, I imagine myself in a position like this every day. Like spiritually, I'm like this every day because I have nothing unless it's from Him,
Yeah.
and what He gives me is what makes me who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
So living my life broken and poured out in a surrenderance position,
Surrenderance position.
like I'm surrendering every day, 24/7, every second. It's like that's where He wants me because that's how He's
Mm-hmm.
able to fill me. If
Yeah.
I have all this stuff and I'm getting together to go to God, He's like,
Yeah.
no. He's like, go back, try again. Get on your knees and then speak
Mm.
to me because then I have nothing in me and it's only Him.
Oh my gosh. That's another clip. That's another clip.
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
you got to live your life like this. You got to
Oh.
come to Him like this cuz He can, that's the only way that He can fill you. If you allow everything else to come out that is not of Him, that's
Mm.
how He can fill you, and that's what He's waiting for. That's what He's waiting for.
That's so hard.
And that's why when people say, in church they say come as you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, come as you are, but He's
Yes.
waiting to change you.
Oh
He's
my
waiting
gosh.
to evolve you. So you're going to come as you are, but you're not going to stay there
Mm.
because God's waiting to take you to the next level. So
Wow.
all I got to say is live your life like this in surrenderance to
Live
Him,
it.
broken and poured out. That's it. That's it.
For the new believers, y'all, that's gold right there. Some people take years to get that. Like
Mm.
the surrenderance of just realizing that like it ain't gonna work with all the power that you have, all the resources, all the knowledge. First off, where do you think all that stuff even came from?
Mm.
But yeah, like coming
It's
to
him. It's
him,
not even me.
coming to him with just open arms, that's hard.
Yeah.
I ain't even got to repeat none of that because everything you just, if you want to go watch, just scroll back and listen to it again because that
And
was
it's only him through me that I'm able to speak that I'm able to know that it's not me. This right here is just a vessel. This right here is just a vessel. I'm just being in tune with what he tells me. That's
exactly.
it.
And even that, because you understand where it comes from, and that's the other portion of it. It's the fact that for surrendering, yes, like you surrender and he fills you up, but then giving, I we talking this to, I was telling this to Tommy, or me and Tommy were talking about this. When God gives you the gift, he gives you the gift to then serve his people, but some people forget to give the gift back to him.
Yeah.
So the fact you literally just gave the gift back to him and acknowledge that, like, I have wisdom. Yes, I have wisdom. I have knowledge. I have experience, but it didn't come from me. I didn't just wake up one day and knew all this stuff. I didn't wake up just one day and went through all this stuff. I asked God to pour into me so then I can pour out to his people. But to never forget to then pour it back out to him is like, Lord, thank you for even allowing me the wisdom. Like these are keys to the universe. These are keys to his kingdom, to being able to enter in with that knowledge of, or that gift of whatever he gives you. But then to give it back is like, you understand, like you get it. So the fact, and even doing that, God is going to bless you and be like, thank you for first off, receiving the gift. And then not even just receiving the gift, but then just serving it. And then after you're done serving, after you're done pouring out your heart, like how you did on Sunday, you then give it back to him. And that's so important, so imperative. That's so hard. Y'all, this is great. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. She leaves tomorrow, which sucks.
Yeah, no,
but
not tomorrow.
Oh,
the day after.
So she leaves then the next day. But for this to happen is great. Like, to have one of my siblings on here and really just chop it up as if I'm home on the couch, just randomly. That's what we do all the time. Literally randomly. So the fact that we're able to do this, and God has blessed this with the podcast for us to show is like, look, y'all, this is real. Like, this is what we do every day. We do this every day. This is not a facade. This is not for social media, the place that isn't even real. This is for real life, for his real people, for his real kingdom. And the fact that you're here and that you're about to go back out there is you already know, it's very inspiring to me. It's like, yo, like, first off, my little sister is already she's in the world, and she didn't get swallowed up by the world. Like, that's a blessing on my end. Not even that I was nervous, but I was like, dang, she about to go to New York of all places. That place is scary. That place got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people in the way, a lot of spirits are just harboring around that area. But I was like, I already know that God got her, and I already know she already got her head on straight. But I know that God has her, and that she's literally like been on her purpose walk this entire time. So I knew there was going to be no issues. But I mean, like, we're 3 years in right now. We're 3 years in, and obviously my confidence in him to protect you, but also your confidence in him to protect you is amazing. It just confirms everything. So
Thank you for sharing that.
Oh my gosh, yes. Like, I already know. I screen recorded it, but it has no sound. But it was when I was telling you, it was like you gonna be like it's gonna be up there. Like, you gonna be like on those electronic billboards in Manhattan, or like you're gonna be in that space. You're gonna be LA, overseas. Like, it's gonna be great. But as you already know, it's gonna be because of God. It's gonna be because he has blessed you with the ability and the gift to give him glory. But then to show people, this is what it looks like when you worship me. This is what it looks like when you surrender yourself to me. This is what it looks like when I instill my gifts into my chosen people. And that's to all the people who either don't believe in him, who are trying to believe in him, or who believe in him now. Like, it's for everybody. Everybody can get it. Everybody's, it's E-rated for everybody. Everybody can get this, can get this message, or get this impactful experience. So to say when it's time to go back, you already got the tools. I have no Of course, I have my big brother stuff, but I have no
Yeah,
other. I have
yeah.
nothing else. Like you're already completely prepared, given of course from mom and dad and from us. But ultimately, you've been prepared by God. Like if not us, you've been prepared by God. Like
Yeah.
you're completely secure. You're completely safe. I have no worries. I am we. I'm be the loudest one at the graduation.
Yes, you will
So
be. You
just
between
know,
you and my father, you
yes,
and
me and dad will
dad.
have a screaming match, and then we'll argue about it in the car. Be like, who screamed louder? Who did you hear? And then we'll go from there. But yeah, this was oh my gosh, it's absolutely incredible. When she graduates, we're gonna have a reunion.
Oh.
She graduates, we're gonna have a reunion, and we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna y'all are gonna see what a year does.
Mm.
To someone who
I
is
can do a
actively,
lot.
oh my gosh, you can do in a couple of months, in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So okay, and I'm reminding myself when I end these things. What's one thing you would like to leave someone something, whether it be just I don't know, whether it be it doesn't. I'm not even giving any prompts. Just what would you leave somebody wherever they are in their walk or not in their walk?
I would say to seek him.
Mm.
Just seek him. Keep your eyes on him. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of distractions. It's gonna be a lot of people telling you different things, things that may sound good that aren't actually good, things that you may not want to do but you need to do. It's gonna be a lot on your walk. But as long as you have your eyes on him, he will lead you. He will guide you. It's not easy, but he will lead you through. Yes. And you have to trust that in him. If you don't know how to trust him, ask him because he will give you the tools on how to trust him. Yes. That's one of the things I had to ask. Just continue to seek him. Pray. Get on your knees and pray. Don't pray them pretty prayers. Don't pray them pretty prayers. Allow him to deal with the ugly, with the unfiltered. Allow him to deal with that because he's the only one that knows how to. Wow. We try to deal with stuff within ourselves all the time, and it's like we're playing matchmaker, and this stuff's not fitting. You got different puzzles; they not fitting. Allow him to do that because he knows best how to. So I just say, seek him, Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Wow, that's hard. You just had to make one more clip before you got out of here, huh? That's crazy. Oh,
gotta put my verse there. That's the verse I live by.
For real. That verse is something serious. Oh my gosh. Well, look, y'all. There it is. Believers Unfiltered. Whatever episode we're on, I don't even know. But we're on. I'm not even gonna count at this point. I'm just gonna let God get the glory. I'm just gonna let God pour into me so that I can pour out to others. But then also, of course, ultimately give it back to Him. Thank you, my sister Lena,
for having me on here.
Coming on here and accepting the call and just sharing your story, but also pouring into those that are in need, or even just watching you know. So
yes, thank you for creating this space,
of course,
for people to come in and speak, and for other people to be able to hear because it's needed and it's important. So I thank you for answering that call because it's needed.
All God right there.
Yeah.
All God right there.
Yeah.
Oh, but look, y'all. If y'all could like, comment, share, and subscribe, I have to say that I'm legally obligated to say that because this is YouTube, so I have to say those things. But if y'all can do those things, just share it to someone that you need that needs some encouragement, that needs some ways to just navigate life in general. Look out for Lena in New York and Alvin Ailey when they be doing shows and stuff. And yes, she be on tour. We didn't even talk about that. You're on tour. This is your third year, you were in your third year. You were already on tour. Crazy work.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I post a little bit.
Her social's gonna be in the description. I have to legally say that too. Socials be in the description. Everything's gonna be in there. I think this is it. This was great. All right, gangster.
Thank you.
Absolutely, gangster. I catch you on the Flavity Flab. All right, y'all. Of course, as always, in order to be led by the Spirit, you must first kill the flesh. She actually brought me an idea that I should put that on a shirt. So, you see what happens?
I need it on a sock. I need it on a bracelet. I need it on a hat. I need it on a leotard.
Leotard is crazy word. Fire. Actually, no, that actually will be fire.
Some jeans, some sweats.
We're gonna look into
everything.
We're gonna look into
a chair.
A chair is crazy.
A table.
In order to be led by the Spirit, you must first kill the flesh. I love you guys. That's what I was going to say. I love you guys. Y'all be easy. Y'all be safe.
Bye.
Okay, bye. That was was great. That was great.
That was great.
That was beautiful.